What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today, I want to talk to you guys about the upcoming Runic Strife Gauntlet. Zizaran is hosting another gauntlet this season, and it will actually be the first one I'm participating in. This is my third league playing Path of Exile, and this will be my first gauntlet. The other two that I saw, I just wanted to sit out because I was still learning the game, but feel a little bit more confident, a little bit better now, so hopefully we can dive in, and my goal is to beat the campaign. So I just wanted to quickly go over what the gauntlet is for if there's people out there that don't know. We could talk about some of the modifiers that are going to be making things a little bit spicy, and go over 3 builds that, if your goal is to get through the campaign like me, will hopefully help you do that. So I know a lot of guys are probably familiar, but for those who aren't, what is the Gauntlet? And the Gauntlet is a class event that takes place over 10 days where racers level characters and kill challenging bosses to earn points and compete to find out how each class fares against some of Path of Exile's most difficult encounters. So this is going to be the normal game. It will take place in a hardcore SSF Settlers Event League hosted by GGG, and the prize pool is funded by the community and Zizaran's partners. So shout out to all those guys, and shout out to Zizaran for putting this on. It's a really cool event. They are offering a good amount of prizes for this event, so if you got the time to play, you might as well jump in. You could win something pretty cool. For everyone who plays the Gauntlet and manages to beat the campaign, they will be awarding you a free mystery box. It will be a Settlers mystery box, and everyone, no matter how many people beat the campaign, will get one. So that's my goal. It's a little prize, but it's a nice little touch from GGG just to give that little extra incentive to play the game. I would still play even if there wasn't prizes. So on top of that, you do have level prizes. Depending how far you make it through even if you don't beat the campaign, you still could get entered for some of these leveling prizes, as you probably will be hitting, as high as maybe even level 80 during the campaign, especially if you're over leveling like I plan on doing. And at level 90 and 95 is where it starts to be pretty good. We have a couple of NVIDIA graphics cards, the 4070 Super at level 90 and the 4080 Super at level 95. So if you can get that and get entered into those draws, that would be something really cool to pick up for free just for playing the Gauntlet, right? They have cosmetic awards as well. So they are really incentivizing you to, it's going to be a free event. You might as well log in and play, because what do you got to lose? The start time of the event is September 26th, Thursday, at 6 p.m. Eastern. If you go on to this thread that I'm currently on right now, this time will actually display in your local time zone. So if you're not sure about the time difference between Eastern and wherever you are, you can come to here and it'll tell you exactly what time. If you guys haven't had a chance yet, here is a list of the full modifiers for the Gauntlet. It's looking like the campaign is spicy, real spicy. Got monsters take 20% less damage, deal 30% more damage, 10% increased attack, or 10% increased haste. Monsters fire 2 additional proj, and monsters penetrate 20% of Ellie res. And that's acts 1 through 5, so it's gonna be a little, it's gonna be a little dicey. It's gonna be a little dicey in those first few acts, that's for sure. And then you've got acts 6 through 10, where they really ramp it up, take 30% less damage, 30% increased damage, 30% haste, 100% increased AoE. On Brine King, that would be crazy. Might be a lot of logouts or a lot of portals used during that fight, that's for sure. And lastly, monsters deal 30% of physical as extra chaos damage. That is going to pack a punch. You're definitely going to want to make sure you have some amethyst rings and some maybe some chaos res on the tree, unless you're a juggernaut, of course, in which case you pretty much just cancel that mod out. Once you get through the campaign, it looks like it's decently smooth sailing for at least white and yellow maps. The extra damage and the extra attack speed can creep up on you, so you still got to be careful, obviously. I don't expect to really get to maps personally, so I'm more focused on the campaign modifiers. But if you guys are wanting to see what the total modifiers are and you haven't had a chance, here you go. All right. And now, when it comes to actually making it to the campaign, I've been looking around at a lot of builds that people are going, and I've managed to narrow it down to 3 builds that I think will be able to help get you through the campaign if that's your goal. So the first one is going to be a build that I'm very comfortable with, something that I played 2 leagues ago, or no, something that was my favorite build last league, and something that I do feel like is very comfy to hopefully be able to make it through. Could be a little squishy, but we'll see. And that is the Icenova Frostbolt Hyro. This is the Zizaran POB from his guide. It's got, you know, the route you're going to take for the tree, and it's got what gems you're going to be using while you're leveling. It's very basic. It doesn't have any of the gear that you're going to want to look for. So if you're someone who's really new and you're not kind of okay with looking at this gear and figuring out what you need, then it might be a little tougher doing this build specifically. That's why I am kind of a little bit leaning towards my next option, which is the Poison SRS Necro. Now this is a minion build. The great part about this is distance. You can keep distance from everything that can hurt you, basically. In boss fights, when you're dealing with clearing ads, you can just send your minions in. They'll take care of everything for you while you wait on the sidelines and make sure you're dodging everything that you can, right? Now, I did play this for the first full 2 acts just to get a feel of it, and it felt very good. It was doing decent damage to bosses, and I did feel very comfy on it. Now, I am kind of worried that maybe in the later half of the game, the damage might start to fall off, but that's a bridge we'd have to cross when we get there if we pick this build. The third one is going to be the most popular build, or at least what I think is going to be the most popular build of the Gauntlet, and that is the Power Siphon Trickster, or is the build that Ben is going to be starting. So a lot of people are going to also be starting it, and it does seem very strong. You've got the tankiness of Trickster combined with the really good damage from Power Siphon, and all in all, it's just a very good option. I am leaning more towards the Necro and the Trickster. The Hyro, I do wonder if he might be a little bit squishy. They don't have Grace early on. I would definitely take Grace. If you're going this build, go Grace as early as you can and get that extra evasion. It could help out a lot. One of these is Captain Lance's tree, so shout out to him. And the other one, I think this is it. This is Captain Lance's tree. He's actually switching to Fire Trap at level 12, so you can do whatever you kind of feel like. On this is Jungrone's tree. So on Jungrone's tree, he just did Rolling Magma to 31. So you are going to need to mule a Hyro in order to get the gems you need in order to do the Rolling Magma start. It's looking like those 3 builds could be some of the most popular builds of the Gauntlet. I'm very interested to know if you guys have any other builds you're going to be going. Feel free to leave a comment, let me know. I've seen a couple other builds out there, people talking about Righteous Fire, obviously with Pox, people talking about some type of Bleed Gladiator. There is several other options that you can go, but these are 3 that I think if you're a newer player like me, you might find a little bit more comfortable. Hopefully this helps you narrow it down a bit. Wish you guys the best of luck in the Gauntlet tomorrow, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.